Welcome to the City Show. Pat O Melia here. You concerned residents there. That's why we do this show. Don't forget to get in touch with me. All that stuff will be flying on the bottom of the screen. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff. Busy week. We got a new president coming in. President Joe Biden. I have high hopes. I have high hopes for Joe Biden. But it gets scary when you hear about the money he's going to start spending, where he's going to send money to the states and the municipalities and bail out this and forgive college student loans, which my kids would appreciate. But I don't know if all college loans are funded by the government. My problem with putting the country more into debt, I'm not going to be the one to pay it. It'll be my kids. It'll be the guys that work in the studio here, the young people, not me. And it could get really expensive. But again, I have high hopes. Jersey City, say goodbye to Cook Street. You probably didn't know where Cook Street is unless you had Cook Plumbing come to your house once in a while. Right across from the Hudson County Administration Building, the new, what we call the new courthouse. That's permanently being closed on Wednesday of this week. But the extension for Central Avenue is going to open this week. Actually, I think it is already open. And it was like, 90 years ago, I guess, Central did go all the way over to Newark Avenue, and now it will again. Progress. That new courthouse complex is starting construction on that, and that's why Cook Street is closed. The Mets fired their GM this morning over a bunch of inappropriate texts to a female reporter when he was with the Cubs. Lesson learned here. If you're going to do stupid, don't text it, don't tweet it, because those things don't go away, and it'll cost you a job someday, so don't do stupid. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
We're back. You're watching The City Show. Pat O Melia here. You there. Don't forget all the stuff on the bottom of the screen if you want to get in touch with me. This week, the Jersey Journal, who I believe the Jersey Journal has changed its focus, its attitude, its tenor. To me, I think they've really gone anti-local government, but that's just me. I'm a big Jersey Journal fan. Margaret and Ron and everybody up there, from Augie to Judy, everybody. I like them. I've known them over the years. A lot of the old timers, and I came in with Earl and Augie and all them. They're gone. But they've done some stories this week, and one story, two. They brought up Bob Menendez and Bob Menendez Jr., and then their feud with Fulop, and a story on Saturday, Mayor Fulop running unopposed. Really, it probably should be unbeatable. But let's bring you up to speed on this. Bob Sr. and Bob Jr. have formed a tag team, an anti-Fulop tag team, where no matter what Steve does, they're going to take the opposite. And Bob has come out and he's attacked, Bob Sr. has come out and attacked Mayor Fulop this week through the Jersey Journal, and Bob Jr. has had a few things to say also. Let's get a little background here. Bob Sr.'s had a target on Fulop for going back a few years from when there were ridiculous charges filed against Bob Menendez Sr. From a relationship he had with a friend of his who was a doctor who had business dealings with the government through Medicare and Medicaid. as I said in those Jersey City shows years ago, Bob never took a dime that wasn't his. Bob has been a great leader here in New Jersey, and Hudson County in particular. He's what I call a bacon guy. He constantly brings the bacon home for Hudson County. He's been nothing but a proud leader here in New Jersey. He went through the courts, and he was charged with taking private plane rides. This doctor had a private plane, getting visas for helping getting the visas for the doctor's girlfriends, getting gifts that the prosecutor said were reciprocating for help that Bob Menendez Sr. gave with Medicare and Medicaid billing, all that stuff. And if you recall in the Jersey City show, I kind of said all that was BS at that time. And actually, I brought up a friend of mine, Joe Panapinto Properties. Joe was very successful in life. He is well off. I don't count other people's money, but Joe's got a lot of it. I couldn't count that much. When Joe and I go out to lunch or whatever we're doing, I'm not paying. Joe is. If you got a rich friend, he's paying. And that was how I looked at the relationship with Bob and this doctor. Bob Menendez was found innocent, which was no surprise to any of us. But Bob had heard that Mayor Fulop was looking to replace him in the Senate if Bob Sr. had been convicted. If you remember, Bob said the day he was declared innocent, "For those who were digging my political grave, I will not forget them." And supposedly, that comment was targeted towards Stephen Fulop and Robert Torricelli, the ex-senator. I've known Steve Fulop, I guess, since around 2002, 2003. We're all in the same circles. We talk to the same people. If one person says something, you're going to hear it from somebody else in that circle. Not once did I ever hear that Mayor Fulop was looking for Bob Menendez Sr.'s Senate seat. Not once did I hear that. He wanted to run for governor, and that we all knew, but not once did I ever hear that Fulop was interested in the Senate seat. Somebody told Bob Sr. he was, and that Bob's a Hudson County guy. You cross him, he's going to pay you back someday, and he'll wait his time. Well, I think Bob thinks the time has come now. With Junior, I'm not sure what the problem is. I understand Mayor Bob Menendez Sr. what the issue is. He thinks Fulop was one of those people with a shovel. I don't believe. Bob may know better than me, but I never heard any of that. What Bob Jr.'s problem with Fulop is apparently claims that he has an issue with how Mayor Fulop is running the city of Jersey City. I'll be honest with you, until about this last year or so, I knew of Bob Jr. I never knew him anywhere civically or politically here in Jersey City. That was fairly recent. But before I continue, let's break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Stevens Jersey City Ford, located right off of NJ 440 North. Across the Hudson Mall is your one-stop for all your automotive needs. Check out Ford's latest models like the 2020 Ford Fusion with its stylish looks and hybrid options, or the unparalleled high-performance 2020 Ford Mustang. The 2020 Ford F-150 Raptor is ready for those rugged off-road terrains with trail control. Need a mid-sized truck for your towing and hauling? The 2020 Ford Ranger will deliver. The 2020 Ford Escape is a luxury SUV that was made for comfort and adventure on the go. Returning is Ford's legendary Bronco, which takes you back to the true meaning of off-roading. They are now available for pre-order in our showroom or on our website. Let us help you find your next vehicle. Stevens Jersey City Ford, 201-432-7272.
We're back. You're watching The City Show. Pat O Melia here, you concerned resident of the city there. Going back to Bob Jr.'s issues with Mayor Fulop. There's a lot of issues in Jersey City. and it's always another issue the next day. That's why you can't go, into a death match over an issue in Jersey City. I guess a personal one, yes, but the governmental and the civic ones, there's always another issue. That's why I always had a problem with some of the civic leaders. If Mayor Fulop or Brett Schundler or Glenn Cunningham didn't agree with something, let me vote for that person again. He turned his back on me. But there's always another issue. Unless it's something personal that affects you personally and your family, take a chill pill. It's going to be another issue. Like I say in Jersey City, no one gets the whole loaf of bread. You get a half a loaf, you should be happy. So don't go crazy over an issue, because the next day there's going to be another issue here in Jersey City. There are always issues here in Jersey City. Yeah, I get along well with Mayor Fulop. We've been on different sides of some of these issues. We've been on the same side. We have a good working relationship, Mayor Fulop and I. Have I agreed with him all the time? No. I don't agree with my wife all the time. We're married 42 years. And believe me, she doesn't agree with me all the time. There are many things just recent that I have a problem with Mayor Fulop, like the $300 a year trash and recycling fee that we're going to get hit from the MUA. Traditionally, your property taxes always paid that. I didn't get a chance yet to talk to him face to face. We do the meeting with the mayor. Hopefully we'll be picking that up for January or beginning of February. I know the garbage business has changed. Used to be money in garbage. There's no longer money in garbage. So, where the city used to get paid, now they're paying. So I know there's issues there. I have a problem with the trash and recycling contract we just gave to the person who's picking it up, the company that picks up our garbage. They are awful. They are horrible at this. Go back to the waste management. At least they didn't leave all the garbage and the recycling in the street. I would have never gave them the $6 million a year contract. I would have worked on finding another way to do that, but the city didn't do that. It's real easy to write a check when you're using other people's money. Bike lanes, probably enemy number one of Bike JC here. Bike lanes, we're putting these bike lanes in, taking away road space. It is just an underused part of our city. There is just not a practical mode of transportation, bicycles. So I'm just not in on designating bike lanes. Autonomous agencies, to the city departments, making them all civil service. I had a problem with that. Backing down from the appointed school board, you should have stayed with that, because the school board is going to take us all broke. You just got hit with 37% tax increase, and they ain't done yet, because they're talking about being $100 million or more for 2021-22. He should have called for a forensic audit of the Jersey City Board of Education, and he still can. I could go on and on and on. I've raised these issues and countless others with Mayor Fulop, personally on the TV when we're doing the shows. I've raised these issues. There's always an issue. Whether I raise it with Brett Schundler to Glenn Cunningham, Harvey Smith, to Healy, there are always issues in the city. To go attacking the mayor over one of these issues makes no sense. I also commended Fulop. Just up top of my head, the Jersey City Police Department is probably running better than it ever has. The FD, the fire department, same way. His response to citizen complaints here, constituent complaints, probably the best of any of the mayors we've had in all the years I've been covering it. And he's made a lot of good hires. I've been doing this for years, not just the last year. The actions of Bob Sr. could fracture the HCDO, how it's set up. Right now, they're a relatively happy group, which is saying something when it comes to the HCDO. Unfortunately, that misery loves company. So if Bob has a problem with the HCDO through Fulop, and Bob's had a problem because of the ICE contract, this thing goes further than just Mayor Fulop. Unfortunately, we don't have a municipal election until November. So we have months of these attacks from Bob Sr. and Bob Jr. going to happen. At least when we were in May, we wouldn't have had half a year of this. So we're going to have to put up with this. So we have months of these political cannonballs being shot around here in Jersey City, and they're going to miss their mark. But the problem is they're going to cause some damage. Like I said, Misery loves company. There's always somebody in Hudson County that is upset with their political position, and they may start siding over with Bob or taking up the same stance that Bob Menendez is. You know, Amy DeGeese can't really talk to Bob Menendez. They have him sit down, be quiet about this, you know, let it work out because she's running on the full-up ticket. Well, let me break for commercial and we'll finish this up. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Good Friend Self Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self Storage. Let us be your good friend.
The Jersey City Medical Center. You know it for its award-winning life-saving ambulance service. It's also your health hub, with health and wellness locations staffed with certified professionals all through Hudson County. The Jersey City Medical Center, here to help you with your healthy, here when you need us the most. The Jersey City Medical Center. Visit us on the net to learn more. Jersey City Medical Center, Robert Wood Johnson, Barnabas Health Facility. Let's be healthy together.
We're back. Pat O Melia here, City Show. You there. Somebody should try to open a dialogue with Bob Sr. Now, Bob Jr., he may be running. I don't know what Bob Jr. is going to do. But Bob Sr. is too much of a political HCDO icon to have him lobbing these cannonballs at Mayor Fulop there, who is in the good graces of the HCDO right now. So somebody, besides Amy, everybody's looking for the chairperson to settle this. She's conflicted here. She's running on a full-up ticket, so it's hard for her to get involved in this. Somebody else has to sit down with Bob. We have until the end of the summer if Bob Jr. is going to run for mayor. I figure right after the end of September, we got the election in November, and you got a lot of people who are tweaking in the ears of Bob Jr., maybe Bob Sr. too, about running for mayor of Jersey City. And, you know, these people are spinning until they can get Bob Jr. to run, maybe. That's James Solomon, Chris Gatson, Rolando Lavaro, all and some other hopefuls that are wishing we had a real top of the ticket to challenge Mayor Fulop. But like the Jersey Journal said on Saturday, is he going to run unopposed? Actually, it should have been, is he unbeatable? Now, speaking of elections, we have quite a few of them this year in Hudson County, local and statewide. Of course, Jersey City, you have the election here. That'll be in November. Mayor Fulop will be going for his third term. That was one of the comments about Fulop from the Bobs this weekend, that he wasn't going to run for a third term. Here he is running for a third term. He still has work he wants to complete here. We got Jersey City Mayor, all our council seats, ward and at large. Hoboken, talk about dysfunction. Hoboken, you have the mayor and the at-large seats up this year. In Hoboken, you're probably looking right now at Ruben Ramos running, Mike DeFusco, probably Fisher, maybe Michael Russo. I wouldn't forget about Stick Romano running. Whoever could get the HCDO blessing there will probably win. It'll be interesting to see how many people from Hoboken come up the hill to North Hudson and sit down with the power brokers that be. On the state level, all the state senate seats are up, not just in Hudson County, statewide. So that's Nicholas Sacco, Sandy Cunningham, Brian Stack. All the assembly seats are up. So we got a lot going on. Hopefully, we can all go and vote like we used to in a voting booth instead of the mail-in stuff. I think there's just too many problems with the mail-in. Again, I'm from Hudson County. there are people from Hoboken that are doing time. I think Frankie Rayer is doing time now. Or maybe he's out on appeal. I should have checked that before I brought it up, for voter fraud through absentee ballots. So we in Hudson County have a history, but it's history in the past. But we do have that history, so we always have it in the back of our mind. Filling the paperwork out probably isn't the best thing. It's better we go and vote. But then again, they always lose the cartridges from the election booth, so that always gets interesting. The progressive Dems, now they were the Bernie. They had Bernie at the top of the ticket, the progressive Dems, and they were hoping to make some inroads in 2020. Then Bernie dropped out, and there was no top of the ticket for the progressive Dems, and then they got wiped out. Not one progressive Dem made any kind of mark, but it started. Now, do the progressive Democrats here in Hudson County try to field some tickets? Did they try to get involved with Jersey City? Did they get involved with Hoboken? I see more Hoboken than in Jersey City. If you're going to try to knock off Fulop, you're going to need a very big stick. Hoboken, it's really hard to read the lay of the land there. I think, I said it before, I think Mayor Ravi there, I think he finishes third. I don't even think he makes the runoff, and I don't know who number 1 and number 2 are going to be. I just don't see it being Ravi there. And you got the governor. I don't hear any Democrats who are running opposing Governor Murphy. And I know you got the Citarella guy on the GOP side, and probably a friend of mine. I just heard that he's filing paperwork to run Joe Ficari out of Ocean County. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers the quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. NewportNJ.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just 1 path stop away or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to NewportNJ.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. NewportNJ.com. Newport. Live like you want.
Pinto Properties, Jersey City. Shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces that address your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment. Adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintoproperties.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
You know those times when you need to see the doctor, but you just can't get to the doctor? So where do you go? Go to the App Store, download the Telemed app from RWJ Barnabas Health, and you see the doctor right away. From any mobile device, whenever you want, wherever you are.
Quality care, no appointment necessary. The doctor is online when you download the Telemed app.
Don't you feel better already?
RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
We're back. City Show. Pat O Melia here. You there? Last of my lukewarm coffee. Hudson County, the Board of Commissioners are going to vote a second time, I guess, next Thursday, to limit the public portion of the speaking overall to 2 hours and 3 minutes a person. I think that's going from 5 minutes to 3 minutes, and everybody has an issue with that. As someone who's covered a lot of those council meetings over in the old days in Jersey City, where these things would just crank on until like midnight, where you would have, I remember the one with the dog runs. People talking about the need for dog runs. I don't know, you don't hear that anymore, dog runs. I guess we don't have dogs. But for a while there, in the late 90s, early 2000s, everybody wanted the dog run. You'd go to the council meeting, and there'd be like, 40 people in a row talking about the need for a dog run. And this would just drag on, and this next person need for a dog run, and they'd all be applauding each other because they were all there together. And I said this many times. After the 10th or the 14th or the 16th person, I get it. I don't need to hear 100 people. But when you're coming to the meeting, and these people, like with the county commissioner meeting, formerly freeholders, if they're going to come to the meeting in the weather, find parking, because there's no parking anymore by the freeholder, the commissioner building, they're building towers on parking lots, so there's very little parking. If they're going to go in person to the meeting, try to find parking, sit in a crappy room with nothing, no vending machine, no soda, no water, no nothing, sitting in crappy little chairs, and no idea how long these meetings can go, I say let them talk. But remotely, that changes. See, remotely, people are home, they're not working, we're all still like in a lockdown. A lot of people just like to be involved, and they have no problem sitting in front of have their laptop on the side where they're watching TV, waiting for their turn to talk. Like I said on an interview last week, I said, you got some of these people sitting in their underwear just waiting for their turn to talk so they can bring the laptop in and make their remarks on whatever the case is. And most of it, with the commissioner meetings recently, has to do with the ICE contract, which they voted on like two months ago, maybe longer than 2 months ago. And the people keep coming in on the Zooms or on the Microsoft, whichever service they are using there, and they keep going back to the ICE contract. That's done. These guys have voted, guys and gals there, they voted on it, and it's out of the commissioners' meeting now. But there are still people who want to beat that dead horse. It's already been determined. The commissioners have done their job. They've done their vote, whether you like it or not. That's how our government works. The commissioners sent it on to the county exec, so the county exec takes care of it. Now you got Joe Biden coming in. He may change how all this immigration works and how the ICE is going to work. So that may take it out of the commissioners' Zoom meetings. But I understand what the commissioner is saying here. This just goes on air, one-on-one till like 2 o'clock in the morning. And they already did the vote. The vote was done. So it's like, how often are you going to beat this horse? Is that horse still dead? Let's beat it again. Stop it. So until we get past COVID-19, and we're all back in meetings, in person, I agree what Commissioner and Chairman Anthony Vanieri is doing here. Let's put a limit on it for now, because these people are just sitting there. I'm not going to say not everybody has something to do, but a lot of them don't. And they're just sitting there waiting for a turn just to attack the people in authority. So I agree with them. But once we're past that, roll it back into what it was before. The people are going to take the time to come to the meetings. Let them come to the meeting. Let them speak. Give them their 5 minutes, and don't put a limit on how many. One other thing, website Nextdoor. They're expanding it out into the heights of Jersey City. So if you get a chance, go to the website, sign up. It's a bunch of community things. I am now out of time. You be good. You be safe. Talk to you next week. Good night.